What would you do if somebody stole your car? What would you do if somebody gave you a gift? What would you do if you saw an old lady crossing the road? All those emotions that you feel, the anger, the frustration, the reason we feel those things is because we have this sense of justice. Things are not the way they're supposed to be. And we want to go out of our way to make sure that the balance is restored. Hi there, my name is Sid. I'm a father of 4, I own a small business, and I want to share with you some of the experiences that I've gone through so that you don't have to do the same mistakes that I went through. And we usually use the 4 cardinal virtues as a way of life. So in this episode, we are going to be talking about the virtue of justice, the second cardinal virtue. The virtue of justice is more about who we are and not what we do. For every good act, every virtuous act that we do has the essence of justice core in the middle of the whole thing. It is a foundation of every good act. If whatever we do is not for the good of the other person, then it is not a virtuous act. There's a bit of selfishness in there. Because justice, it is giving every person what is owed to them, what is due to that person. If somebody deserves respect, justice demands us to give respect to that person. If somebody deserves to be disciplined, then justice demands us to do that. Justice could be split into 2 main areas: strict justice and mercy justice. This is what a friend of mine sort of helped me understand it. So please, go and read Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and Thomas Aquinas to understand more about it in more detail. They've written pages and pages just on this topic alone. While we are on the topic of justice, giving every person what they deserve or what is their due, do you think maybe I deserve a like and subscribe? Come on, press the like and subscribe button. It's not that hard. It's very easy. Go on, go ahead. Just press it. I'm very thankful for you pressing that button for me. I really appreciate it. Now back to the video. Justice is something we all have. We all have the intuition of what is right and what is wrong. And when things are out of whack, we want to fix it. We want to bring a balance back. If something is wrong, we usually use words like, "Hey, that's not yours, that's mine. Hey, where did you get that? Oh, I want some of that too. Oh, that's not fair. It doesn't deserve that." These are the kind of things we say when we feel that justice is not in place. Something is not right. Something is not fair. Because every person should get what they deserve. And especially when it comes about ourselves, that sense can become very strong. But the virtue of justice is actually the opposite. The virtue of justice is not about us. The virtue of justice is about the other person. It's what the other person deserves from us. What do we do for the other? Do we give the other person or a group of persons what is truly deserving to them? That's what justice is really about. Do we go out of our way to make sure that things are done the right way? What is right to do in this moment for that person in this exact situation? And it occurred to me that we expect justice out of our children. Well, as I mentioned before, I'm a father of 4. They're still very young. So a lot of this is still fresh in mind. When my daughter sort of sneakily takes away a lollipop from my son, I hear my son straight away say, "Hey, that's mine. That's not yours, it's mine. And then it occurred to me that, wait a minute, even children have that sense of justice. But then as a parent, I must help them understand how to balance the justice from selfishness. So what I would usually do in that circumstance, I would tell my daughter, hey, give it back to your brother. And then when she does give it back to her brother, I would even ask her brother to say thank you. That's mercy justice. So now we have fulfilled both types of justice. The strict justice, which is very legalistic, which means you do this, you cop that. So for every action, there's a reaction. As every action, there's a consequence. So when she returns the lollipop, that's strict justice. And then when she asks for forgiveness, because we usually say sorry to your brother. And then we will ask the brother to say, tell her you forgive her. They're the things that we expect of our children. So we teach these lessons to our children to teach them how to apologize. We also teach them that things that are not theirs do not belong to them. They actually belong to the person who owns them. Why? Because it's fair. Because that's justice. Because we don't want our children to grow up thinking, if somebody has something, I'll just go take it for myself. Now, I understand this is scenarios, it's about lollipop. But if we don't address it at a young age, and if you let it go out of hand, and when they grow up, they might steal a car. So if they steal a car, what would you do? How does that make you feel? Well, I know it would make me feel pretty angry and frustrated, because that car is my car. And I would expect the police to do something about it, to do their investigations, to find the criminal, and ask the criminal to give back the car to me. Now, if he was to bring me back the car in good shape, and he apologizes, I can forgive him. And I ought to forgive him, which means I should forgive him. It is the right thing to do to forgive him. But that doesn't mean the strict justice does not have to be met. Because by me making sure the other person knows that what they've done is not right, that what they've done is not just, fair, I am teaching that person a lesson, hopefully anyway. But imagine if I did nothing about it. Oh, they stole the car, let them just go. I'm sure that will make it a lot easier for that person to steal my car the second time and the third time if I've never said anything, if I've never done anything about it. So I'll give you another example for one of my kids, because I just find kids to be the best teachers about justice, especially. They just feel so strongly about it. So when my younger brother had a toy car, like one of those remote control cars, and he was playing around with it. He could barely direct in the right direction, hit into the couch, hit into the walls, and all those kind of stuff, which is fine. Then my older brother, my oldest son, comes in and then he goes, hey, that's mine. Then he just snatches the remote control off him. So my younger son comes up to his older brother and hits him and then tries to take the remote control back off him. As you can imagine, a bit of a scramble goes on. They're fighting and they're yelling and screaming. Then I have to step in as a parent, separate them, and find out what happened. So why did they react in the way they did? Why did my younger son react in the way he did? Because justice was not being met. He was playing with a toy all on his own. But then for whatever reason, my older son also felt like justice is not being met. That he also deserves to play with that same car that his younger brother was playing. So they both think they're right, and they both think justice is not met, so they both fight over the same thing that they want. See, that's strict justice. I deserve, therefore I must take. But the virtue of justice is all about the other person. So I would come in, I would split them up, find out what happened by asking questions, trying to collect some information. I consolidate my data, and then I commit to whatever decision I've made. Because it is not right for the older brother to come and take a toy from the younger brother. It doesn't matter how you feel. Again, it's not right. That's the word we're looking for. But sometimes we must teach our children how to be more virtuous by practice. So we do it over and over and over until they really understand it and start applying some of it in their own lives. In hopes when they get older, they don't need much more lessons about it. In hopes that I'll be the one who teaches them about the virtues and not the world around me. That's the last thing I want them to go to jail to learn that lesson. So for them, it was justice both sides. But then as a judge, myself, I will come in, find out what's happening, and then try to figure out who is in the right. Because justice must be met. Now, if there was mercy justice, this is where I would ask them to apologize to each other. I would ask the older son to apologize for stealing the car. I would also ask the younger son to apologize for hitting him, because hitting seems to be a bit too much for just taking remote control off you. We also do teach our kids there is a right way of living, which is a virtuous way. And by us teaching them that, then we are also teaching our kids how to show love and compassion towards others. Because the 4 cardinal virtues are all based on the virtue of justice, which is always about the other person. What is the right thing for the other person? It is pretty much love in action. The definition of love that we use is willing the good of the other for their sake and not ours. That's from Thomas Aquinas. So if we use love in that way, then everything we do must be out of love, because everything we do is out of justice, to give everything what is due to them. Respect, love, care, sharing, compassion. Everybody deserves those things. But sometimes it is also deserving for us to punish other people. For example, if I was to punish my son for hitting his brother, put him in a naughty corner, for example, for 10 minutes, that is justice. But then after they've finished, they've done their time in the corner, then mercy justice will come out. And then I would show them love and compassion again and make sure they understand what they did was wrong. But they are more than welcome to come back to the community of our family. So we are teaching our children that there is consequences to your actions, and especially if they harm other people. But if you truly apologize and serve your time, you will come back to the community, in hopes that they will never have to experience this in the real world. They'll never have to go to jail or anything like that, God forbid. But sometimes as we grow up, sometimes we don't learn how to get rid of those selfishness. So then we must apply some of these skills, even as an adult, to try to be less selfish and more just towards others, more loving, more compassionate, and more caring towards other people. And for us to do that, we must practice the virtue of justice. We must practice wanting and willing to do the right thing for other people. See, the virtue of justice is the will that we have, is in our soul. It's what we want to do. It's what we really truly wish to do for others, for other people. Where prudence, the one that we spoke about in the last video, that's more in the intellect. That's where we make our decisions. But justice is what we want to achieve. What is our goal? It always has to be justice. And then we can use the other two cardinal virtues, like courage and temperance, to achieve the goal and to achieve the plan that was made by prudence. So courage is the willing to do something that our bodies are telling us not to do, and temperance is withholding or not doing the thing that our bodies want us to do. This is how all four cardinal virtues come together. But they all must aim towards that one goal, which is justice, giving every person what is owing to them. What is the right thing to give to that person? And this is how we can practice not being selfish and being more considerate towards other people. Could you imagine a world where everybody is constantly seeking justice for the other person and doing the right thing for the other person? And as a matter of justice, I would like to thank you for watching my video and giving me your most valuable asset, which is your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.